Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we are going over everybody's title run so far in 2025. I didn't make this list. I'm pretty sure everybody's on here. I'm probably going to go through it and realize that they messed something up, but until then, we're just going to enjoy the list and we're going to rate everybody's title reign. Obviously, some of these title reigns are not as long as other ones, so it'll be a little bit more difficult, but we're going to do the best way we can. So, we're going to start off with the undisputed champion, Cody Rhodes. I feel that his title reign got a little bit of tarnish to it to just whatever The Rock was saying. Like we kind of always thought The Rock was coming and that it was going to be a match. So there was always that sense like he's not going to lose it because The Rock, he still has to face The Rock. But yeah, it never came. So it was rough. It was definitely rough. So let's kind of, you think about that and you think about some of the other things. I feel like his match with AJ Styles at last year's Backlash and a few of the rivalries after that, the Kevin Owens one especially, I thought was really good. And I feel like if they let him have those type of things the entire time, this could be one of the greatest title runs of a year that I've ever seen. But the only thing I would compare it to is like Seth Rollins' heavyweight title run. I think is one of those title runs that I feel like is near perfect for a short span, title run. So I feel like if you compare it to that, this is definitely not as good. I think obviously beating Roman and ending that and finishing the story was such a great hot streak to it that it was always going to have a little bit of difficulty. But I feel like the Rock thing really handicapped this whole entire thing, and it didn't really feel like that it was going to like he was going to lose that until the Cena. That was the first time we really thought there was a good possibility he was going to lose. I'd put it in A. It was still very enjoyable. Cody Rhodes was a great champion. I would love to see him champion again very very soon. Obviously he's probably got a little bit of time, but I felt that Rock thing really screwed him getting that S tier run. Next up, we had Liv Morgan's title run. It's the same thing to a certain extent. I think her title run could have been way better if it wasn't that we knew Mommy was going to come back and absolutely destroy her and get her title back. Obviously, she had some matches where she defeated her. She had the match with Io Sky at Saturday Main Event, but I always felt like it was just bound. It was just bound to happen. So we're gonna put that up in B. I feel like they could have really give Liv a better run, and hopefully she does get one at some point. I just feel her storyline was way more intriguing when she was trying to turn Dom and everybody, and then when she first got that title, that they just really didn't have anything to give her. Next up is Nia Jax. Nia Jax is an interesting one because she beat Bailey for it off of you know uh, winning the Queen of the Ring, which was a cool thing. Like because the King and the Queen both won their title matches at SummerSlam to get the belt. I think that was a nice touch because it made it show how important it is and how cool that could translate to something cool later on. Which I don't think we're gonna get King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring this year unless it's gonna be like July or August. I don't think they've announced all of the PLEs, but I definitely think this title run was again pretty solid. It's just they didn't really give her anybody to go after. I think she should have either squashed a bunch of people or really had more storyline. I really felt like they just kind of had her protecting, holding the title, but kind of always knowing that like Tiffany was going to be the one that cashed in on her. So I probably put her in B2. I didn't really vibe with it as much. Less about like that I think they like didn't allow her to do anything. It's just they just didn't give her anything when they should have. Next up is Gunther. Obviously, him winning King of the Ring and getting the title, I thought was pretty good. Again, it's just one of those things with some of these title runs is like I feel like they wanted to give the guy the championship, but they really didn't do much, and it got heated up at the very end. Like losing the title to Jay, if you liked it or didn't like it, I thought was a pretty decent call if he was going to lose the title there at WrestleMania. Compared to everybody else on the roster, I feel like he is Jay probably would have been the best person to drop it to, other than like maybe CM Punk or something if they were going to extend the storyline that way. I love to see where the title's going from here, but I honestly never really vibed with Gunther's one. I'm gonna put it down and see. I just didn't like it, and yeah, I mean they're kind of building up that he ended up getting soft, and that's kind of what they're going for, I guess. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but just not something that I quite enjoyed. Then we have the tag team women's champions. This title run I thought was really good. Like this, they defended the titles. They defended on NXT, SmackDown, Raw. I don't. Did they get a PLE on this title run? I know they had two runs, so I'm trying to remember when they won it the second time off the witches. Like, did they get another PLE after that? I know they lost on a PLE, but I can't remember if they had another PLE match. But they did have quite a few, you know, stuff that they did. I do think they had a lot of rivalries. Obviously, the only people that really was there is Liv and Raquel. The tag division is a little soft there and got even softer with those released. So overall, I thought it was still a pretty good super team. This is obviously had to do with also Jade being injured too. With her originally, it was Bianca and Jade who won. Naomi stepped in after Jade was thrown into the car, and then it was found out that Naomi was the one that did it. I feel like if you add all that together and all that storyline, I think it ended up being pretty solid. I put it up in A. I thought the title run it was pretty decent. Next up is Braun Breaker's second IC title run. I did like this one a lot better than the first one. The first one definitely felt like they didn't really have much of a plan other than that they thought, they really wanted to take it off of him at some point. But this overall, he didn't have anything too crazy with rivalries. It kind of just felt like he had the title, but he wasn't doing much with it. I really thought the stuff he was doing with Sheamus and Ludwig and all that, and even like with Penta later on, like that stuff was good that they should have just continued that. Obviously, I think they pulled the title off him for the whole Seth Rollins stuff, which I think in the long run will be way better than holding onto an IC title for maybe another week, or not week, like month or two. I feel like losing it the way he did really protected him too in that big ass match. So I think it was all pretty solid. I'd put it up in C. I thought it was solid, nothing too crazy, but I don't think it was a bad second title run. And he's got two IC title belt runs under his belt in his rookie year, which is insane. Next up is Shinsuke Nakamura's U.S. title run. I think there's a lot of stuff that happened. The shocking defeat of him beating LA Knight was amazing and was everything we needed for Shinsuke. The him with the Wayward Samurai, all of it was great. And then I feel like there was just some bad stuff that happened. I think he had some other stuff he had on the back burner. His brother passed. I think there was just a lot of stuff, and they kind of just had him go out with a whimper. I hated for him because I felt like he had the momentum to actually be a really good heel. I mean, we saw him when he faced Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes last year. I think both of those were really good rivalries. They really showed, and this was finally him getting back into it. And I think they kind of failed him. I do think the shock value of him winning was great, but I think the title run altogether was a D. Next up, we had DIY when they won the tag team titles. When they heel, I guess they turned heel in this match. I'm not mistaken. Obviously, the SmackDown tag division I think is pretty solid. They got some good like a round robin of teams going after each other. I think the tag division is just fun. I put it in B. I think like it being refreshed every couple months and having somebody else have a go at it was the Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Street Profits, and now maybe it's going to be Axiom and Nathan Frazier. I'm cool with all that. It looks really good. If you give everybody kind of a chance at the tag titles, I think you can really see some crazy matches happening. We just saw that huge TLC match with the Street Profits as a perfect signature defense, which I'll get back to them when I get down to their fame. But it's just stuff like that that just makes that tag division one of the best divisions in the entire organization. Next up, we have Chelsea Green's U.S. title run. I felt like this title run just unfortunately had the aspect that there wasn't a lot of people for her to face. She had some really good matches with Meacham. I really feel like the one with the street fight should have made it to the PLE. I think that would have definitely helped. I think she definitely should have had a match on Mania. Even if it was against Meacham or whoever, maybe an open challenge, and they could have got somebody from TNA, not T, well, TNA or NXT, anybody, I think would have been something that could have been added to this. So I think her title run just kind of unfortunately had the issue of just not having a lot of women to go against, unfortunately. So I'll put it in C. I still liked it. It was still enjoyable. I liked their whole gimmick with the, having the cabinet and all that. But I guess we'll see how it goes with Zelina Vega and if Chelsea Green stays around this area or if she kind of fades back. Next up, we have the War Raiders with the tag team titles. They won them off Judgment Day. I just think they never really gave them a lot of matches. I mean, they had the matches against the Creeds, and then losing it to New Day. I just felt like the Raw tag division just doesn't have a lot of teams that go after the tag team titles. There are a lot of factions and stuff like that, and they just didn't get a lot of say in it. They're really good in the ring, and I thought they were fun, but I had to put them in C because the title reign itself just wasn't anything too crazy. Next up, we have Tiffany Stratton, who currently still has the championship. I think out of all the people that we've covered, this is the first person who still has the championship. Obviously, I think her win against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania is the signature to her thing. She's about to face Nia Jax, I think, probably at Saturday Night Main Event. That would be really good. But she hasn't really looked super strong before that. So her title run from cashing into WrestleMania wasn't that good. I'd probably put it like in the DC area. The Charlotte Flair win definitely powered her up, and if she beats Nia Jax in like a pretty decent fashion, I think this will definitely put it up higher. I'll put it in a cautious B. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a lot longer, but I say that and she could easily just lose it. Next up is Rhea Ripley's title reign. Obviously, I feel like this was, the kind of like it was the Raw Netflix debut. It was to cap this whole Liv Morgan rivalry up. Uh, I don't like the title reign. I just this title reign obviously is short. It's meant for a longer storyline, I believe, with her coming to be like, I need maturity. I have strength, I have all this, but I don't have the maturity that she will need to defeat more than likely Io Sky or whoever holds that title later on. And Io winning it was so shocking right before Mania that you can't replicate that. Really, it was just so shocking to happen. Everybody wanted Io to win. I love both women and I like both in the ring so much that I was happy that it happened because it was just so shocking. But this title run I'd have to put down in D. It just wasn't really anything because it wasn't a lot of time. Next up is Lyra Valkyrie, her IC title run. She still currently has it. I really thought she was going to lose to Becky Lynch. I think the best is yet to come with this title run. She obviously had a very slow start with it, and she didn't really have that many opponents. She's kind of facing people that are like mid card people, but like it's just been kind of slow. I think this Becky Lynch rivalry, I think, will definitely bring it up. And if she holds on to the title, even maybe having a little bit of a rivalry with Bayley again for the title, I think could definitely be interesting. Obviously, losing the title to Becky and having to run it back would also probably help her. It wouldn't really help this title run, but I think overall it's been a good feud. I'm gonna put it up in C. I'm kind of cautious that it's gonna rise up higher. I definitely think it's better than a lot of the other C rivalries or title reigns, but I think it's still kind of young in her title run, even though she's had the belt for a decent amount of time. So she just hadn't had the time to defend it. This is the tag team championship run of Liv and Raquel. I'm assuming I'm gonna just have the one where they beat Naomi and Bianca. I feel like that's what this is, but this is the at WrestleMania picture, I think. So yeah, I don't I don't really know because they didn't have they lost the titles at WrestleMania, but before that they didn't really do much. They were kind of scheduled to do a few things. I didn't really care for it. Obviously, they're already the tag team champs now, so uh, they'll be doing more stuff. It just felt like these tag team championships bounced all over the place just to give Raquel and Liv some extra storyline, which is fine. But again, I don't think it really did anything for the title. Next up is Io Sky. She hasn't really had much in her title defense. I think it's just kind of young. She obviously had that great triple threat at WrestleMania, and I think she'll be a lot better. Currently, I'll put her in C just because it's super young, but I have a feeling this is going to be an S tier title run by the end of it. Hopefully, if they just let her be her. Next up, we had LA Knight's second U.S. title run. This was after him beating Shinsuke Nakamura, but then losing it at WrestleMania. Again, didn't really get much into this title run. It felt like he's just been kind of a carrier. I think his first title run I actually really liked. He had some good like open challenge type things. I'd probably put his first title run in a B, but this one I honestly so far, well, I'm not so far, it's already done. I'd put it down in D. Next up is the Street Profits. They've had the titles for a little bit of time. They really showed up in that TLC match and really has been doing great stuff. Again, it's that round robin division that they are probably going to lose the titles pretty soon just because they're going to go to somebody else and then they're going to refresh all the tag matches and have all different type of defense. But overall, I think they've defended the title really well. I like the Street Profits vibe. And if they hold on to the title for another 6 months, I'd still be happy because of going out there and putting on, 4 to 5 star matches, at least in my brain. So I feel like that's worth it. We'll put that up in B. Next up is Jey Uso. Hasn't had a title defense really. I mean, the first title defense would have been Seth Rollins, and he lost that by DQ. So it's not going great for him. I know he has Saturday Night Main Event has been, Logan Paul. So I'm gonna put it in D just because it is very, very fresh and they've not made him look good yet. I think he will definitely have a title run after this, but at the moment, D is where it is. Next up is the New Day. They again won at WrestleMania. Haven't really done much else, so I'm also gonna put them in D. Just kind of these ones kind of fall down there because they haven't really got to do much with the titles because it's only been a month. But it's still better than some. Compared to the next two people who also won at WrestleMania, has actually shown up a lot more and done stuff with rivalries and stuff. Jacob Fatu is in a great rivalry right now with LA Knight, Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest is there. Not really upset with Fatu, but the match they just had at Backlash was really good. I think he's been doing pretty good altogether. I'll put it up in C. I think it's going to be one of those title runs that just keeps going up and up. Same thing with Dom. He had a great title or match with Penta. He already defended the title against Penta before, and I think him and with Finn eventually turning on him will make this title run way better. So I'll put it also in C. But they're both rising. Next up is Becky Lynch and Lyra's 2-day title run. It just was a plot device for the heel turn. I don't think it was necessarily needed, so I would put it down in D. Next up is John Cena's current run. Obviously, beating Cody Rhodes was crazy, and then going against Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, was also really good. I'm gonna have to, even though it's only two defenses, I'm gonna put it up. It's a one defense, winning it, and then the defense. I'm gonna put it up in B. I already know this one's gonna get better and better and better. That this is gonna easily probably be an S tier one because it's gonna check off of boxes of a bunch of dream matches and a bunch of rivalries that they've already had. But yeah. Tell me what you guys think. I know some of these are pretty young, so they kind of got a poor score, but I have a feeling that they're going to go in the rise. And I'll probably do this video a little bit later in the year, maybe in like October, hopefully, when a lot more stuff hopefully has happened. We have different champions by then, at least on some of these. But until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.